Well, hi guys, and welcome to Caribbean Soul Food Duo. How are you, honey?
Good, baby. How about you?
I'm good. Are you up for some cooking today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, today we're going to be doing an array of recipes, but you're only going to see one of those for today, and we'll let you know the others as time goes on. We thought we'd keep a little mystery in it, but it's an awesome day in the Windy City. We went to church this morning. We had a wonderful time praising God, and we thought this would be a perfect afternoon to come home and cook up some good food. So stay tuned. We are going to have some fun in the kitchen. DJ Raz, known as
baby.
Honey, is going to be bringing some great
Mixes
music.
them.
Yeah, he's going to be playing me some music in the background
Yes.
while I cook up some good hearty dishes. So just get your favorite beverage, whatever you want to do. Sit back and just listen and learn from these great recipes. We are aiming to get better at this. It is so much fun. We want to bring our families back together. That is our mission for this whole Caribbean Soul Food Duo
Yes, it
channel.
is.
We want to get our families communicating again. There's nothing wrong with eating out with your family. We just want you to learn how to eat in with your family and to get back to having, conversation with your children, having conversation with each other, and maybe saving some money along the way.
Oh, yeah.
Our recipes are easy. We don't want you to break the bank. We don't need you to be overwhelmed when you see the recipe.
That's true.
We want you to just feel like I can do this.
All right.
You learn, practice, practice gets better. So let's get started with our first recipe for today. You will see some of these together, but you just won't see all recipes today. But we are looking forward to releasing a lot of recipes in the future.
Yes,
Are
we
you all
are.
ready, honey?
Yes, let's go.
Okay.
Knock
Okay,
out.
we are off. Okay, we'll see you in the kitchen. Okay, so we're going to get started with our string bean recipe for today. This is a French style green bean, which is more of a shaved green bean, not a whole one. These are canned green beans that we're going to use. This is a Del Monte brand, which is a great quality brand of green beans. We're going to use those. So our ingredients for today is going to be, we're going to use a Creole seasoning, one of my favorite things to use in all of my recipes. Natural sea salt, my favorite salt. A McCormick black pepper, my favorite ground black pepper. We're going to use about a half a stick of butter, and our green beans, French style. These are going to be French style. You can actually make these also in the whole style. These are fine. And if you like to use fresh green beans grown from a garden, and you cook those directly that are not canned or frozen, you can use those also, or frozen green beans. So I didn't get frozen green beans today because Honey likes French style, and I couldn't find those in the freezer today. So I said we go with canned green beans. I'm not a big person of preserved canned goods, but today we're going to use canned green beans. Now to top that off, we're going to use a great meat. This is a pork smoked neck bone. Again, I'm a big turkey fan. Today, Honey, kind of pleaded and said, could we get the neck bones because we couldn't find the sweet meat. And I lost the battle as usual. So we're going to do these with a pork smoked neck bone. This is about 2 pounds of neck bone that I've gotten from the butcher. If you don't see these, you can ask your butcher what section they're going to be in. They will not be with your fresh meat. They will be in a smoked section. I'm going to use those and a half stick of butter. Now this is all going to come after we cook the meat. So we're going to cook the meat first. But when we cook the meat, we're going to make sure we drain the grease off our green beans before adding it to the meat. We don't want to use the preserved, juice that's inside the can. I'd like to drain that and add water. So we're going to add water to that. And the butter is going to bring the flavor back into that. So we're going to put our meat into a pot. My hands are very clean. I've washed them already for this recipe. As usual, we make sure our hands are very clean when we start any recipe in the kitchen, and we wash them throughout and make sure we clean all of our surfaces when we are done cooking with lemon or some vinegar. So we put those into our pot, and we're going to add some water. So I'm just going to wash up my hands a little bit here. We're going to add some water, and we're going to put these on the stove. I have a medium saucepan that I'm using. It depends on how much meat you're using. This is 2 pounds. So I'm going to add, let's see, that's going to be 2 cups. Sometimes I count this wrong, but if you look around in the video, you can see And, you know, it all depends on how much you really want to add, you know, in your cooking time, because you can always add more. So there's 4 cups. And we have 6 cups. We're probably going to add 8 to 10 cups of water with this meat because it's going to cook, so it's going to cook down as it the cooking time passes by. So that's 8 cups. So we're going to start this with 8 cups of water. So what you're going to see, it's a little bit before, you know, a little bit under full. We don't want to have it too close to the top because then you're going to run the risk of boil over. So we're going to put these on the stove, let them cook for about 45 minutes to an hour. You're going to take a fork and stick that fork in throughout after that time to see if the meat is starting to fall apart. When it starts to fall from your bone, you know that your meat is pretty done. So we're going to add this to the stove now. Our other ingredients will sit until after the meat has cooked. I will show you how to add those, and we will let the process of, you know, cooking this great dish continue after that. So stay tuned, and we will come back and show you what we're doing next. Okay? Okay, guys, we are back. We have let our meat cook for about an hour and a half. We want it to cook so it's nice and tender. When you take your fork and stick it through, you want to know that your meat is actually falling apart. So what I have done here already, just to get going with our prep time, I've added in my 4 cans of French-style green beans. I'm going to hold them up, let you see them. Okay, I've added them to the meat. I haven't taken anything out. Now we're going to add some salt. We don't want to over salt because a lot of times, depending on the meat we use, we'll have salt. And we can add salt at the table. We have some Cajun Creole seasoning we want to also add. We're not going to add, you know, too much. This is just to give it a little spice. Our black pepper, my McCormick pepper, my favorite. Now I want to make sure when you start this cooking process of your meat, make sure you wash your meat really good. I don't know if I stressed that in the beginning of the video, but when you purchase meat from a store, you want to always wash it really good, okay? And now after that, we're going to add up, sorry about that, a half of stick of butter. Seems like a lot, but it won't once it starts to cooking. And you're going to let this cook for about 15 to 20 minutes on a low heat. Now you don't have to stir it right now because everything is going to melt down. So once your butter melts, then you're going to want to go in there and stir around inside your beans. At that point, you let them cook for 15-20 minutes, and you should have a nice pot of French green beans. Now we're going to put this with some meatloaf, some mashed potatoes we have cooking on the on the stove. So we're going to have a nice dinner tonight with these green beans and our mashed potatoes and meatloaf. So I'll see you back with the finished product. Just as this goes on, make sure you're stirring and checking on your beans. Once they have kind of cooked down a little, 15-20 minutes, they should be ready to go. They're already done. They're in the can. At this point, you're just blending in your flavors. So we will be back to show you our final presentation of what today's meal is going to look like. All right? Stay tuned. Okay, guys. At this point, our beans are cooking up really good. If you feel like you need to add more seasonings at this time, please do so. You can add more butter if you'd like, salt, pepper, Cajun seasoning, anything that you feel may make your beans a little more flavorful for your taste. That is fine. The next time you see these, they will be ready for presentation. We're going to let them cook for about 10 minutes. They look good, don't they, honey?
Delicious.
Yeah, babe. We're going to eat these with our meatloaf tonight. So we're going to let them cook up for about 10 minutes. We did add some more butter to ours, another couple of tablespoons, which, you know, that's totally up to you. Depends on the texture you want of your beans. But with this recipe, you're already on to a great start. And I think that if you would like to do smoked turkey and debone your turkey, that's even a better flavor. As I said earlier, honey kind of won this battle. I am a turkey girl.
Yeah.
I'm a turkey girl. So he won the battle today, but that's okay. We'll do another recipe later with smoked turkey. So we're going to come back shortly and give you a presentation of our beans along with some other great treats that we made today. We didn't give you those recipes, but you will see those recipes very soon. Okay, we will be back shortly. Okay, guys, there is our great dinner for today. Meatloaf, green beans with smoked neck bones.
Oh, yeah.
And some mashed potatoes and cornbread. We know that you're going to love this recipe when you do it. Look for all these recipes to come to you in the near future. The ones that we didn't put on here today, the meatloaf especially. But for now, we want you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And once you make this awesome meal, we hope that you enjoy it with your family. As always, we love you and God loves you more. We all know that. So we are signing off. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
We out of here.
We are out. Have a great night.